Dun 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. For the events of Raiders of the Lost Ark, we're going to go back to what happened before that in the second Indiana Jones movie, as I bring to you a review of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Joel, better known to as the Big D. So, I want to be bringing to you another review of Indiana Jones. If you've not seen my review of Raiders of the Lost Ark, click on that card that's coming up right now. There we go. And I'll give you a few seconds. Okay, that ought to do it. Alright, but however, since this is a prequel, you just be the judge. You can watch Raiders of the Lost Ark review before this or whatever. So let's get started and talk about Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, released by Paramount and produced by Lucasfilm Limited in 1984, directed by Steven Spielberg, featuring Harrison Ford once again returning as the title character. And of course, this would actually be the second film to use THX technology after the previous year's Return of the Jedi. After arriving in India, Indy is asked by desperate villagers to find a mystical stone and rescue their children from a thuggy cult practicing child slavery, black magic, and ritualistic human sacrifice in honor of the goddess Kali. This was a childhood favorite of mine. I actually remembered having a book and recording of this. Same thing with Raiders of the Lost Ark, as a matter of fact. Now, this film was as big as its predecessor, but its initial reviews were mixed, though. Well, apparently, this would actually be another film of Spielberg's to get complaints from people, in my view, similar to his other film, Gremlins, which came out the same year. But of course, Spielberg didn't direct that. He just presented that movie for his Amblin Entertainment Company. So Spielberg suggested that the MPAA, well, now MPA, alter its rating system, which it did within 2 months after this film's release, creating the new PG-13 rating. So now, if you're ready, let's get into the story. In 1935, Indy survives a murder attempt by Lao Che, a crime boss in Shanghai who had hired him to retrieve the remains of Emperor Nurhaci. Anyway, he manages to avoid them getting defeated by Lao, and apparently he manages to flee Shanghai on a cargo aircraft with his young Chinese sidekick Short Round and the singer of the nightclub that we started to sing, Willie Scott. Well, while the three of them are asleep, the pilots employed by Lao dump the fuel and escape via parachute. So no parachutes, leaving the plane to crash over the Himalayas. And the three narrowly manage to survive by jumping out of the plane on an inflatable raft. Managed to get through riding down the mountain slopes and fall into a raging river, eventually managing to be alive, arriving at the village of Mayapur in northern India. The villagers plead for their aid in retrieving the sacred stone Shavalinga, stolen from their shrine, along with their missing children, by evil forces in the nearby Pankot Palace. Indy agrees to do so, hypothesizing that the stone is one of the 5 Sankara stones given by the gods to help humanity fight evil. The trio receive a warm welcome to Pankot Palace and are allowed to stay for the night as guests. Attending a lavish but revolting banquet hosted by the young Maharaja, which apparently what the food they serve is ugh, stuff like roast snake, baked beetles, and for dessert, chilled monkey brains. Sorry, okay, that about covers it. But anyway, the officials rebuff Indy's theory that the Thuggee cult is responsible for their troubles. Later that night, Indy is attacked by an assassin. After Indy kills him, he discovers a series of tunnels hidden behind a staircase and sets out to explore them, overcoming a number of booby traps. The trio reach an underground temple where the Thuggees worship Kali with human sacrifice. They discover that the Thuggees now possess 3 of the Sankara stones and have enslaved the children to search for the last 2, hidden in the palace catacombs. As Indy tries to retrieve the stones, he, Willie, and Shorty, that's Shorty, what we call short round for short. Shorty, they're captured. Thuggee High Priest Mola Ram forces Indy to drink a potion that puts him into a trance-like state in which he mindlessly serves the cult. Willie is prepared for sacrifice while Shorty is put to work in the mines. Shorty escapes and returns to the temple where he frees Indy first well, him with a torch, and later the Maharaja from the effects of the potion. Indy saves Willie and retrieves the stones. After freeing the children, Indy fights a hulking overseer and leaves him to be killed by a rock crusher. Now to the ending. You know the procedure like always. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue on. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. The trio escape from the temple, pursued by Thuggees, and barely escape Mullah Ram's attempt to flood them out. They are again ambushed by Mullah Ram and his henchmen on a rope bridge above a crocodile-infested river. Where Shorty almost falls in when abruptly a piece of the bridge gives out and Willie saves him. But anyway, Indy cuts the bridge, causing several of the henchmen to fall to the crocodiles and leaving the survivors to hang on for their lives. As Mola Ram and Indy struggle, Indy invokes the name of Shiva, causing the stones to glow red hot and burn through Indy's satchel. 2 of them fall out, and Mola Ram tries to catch the third, but burns his hand and falls from the bridge and into the river where he too is eaten by the crocodiles. And Indy catches the stone safely and climbs up just as a company of British Indian Army riflemen sent by the Maharaja arrive and open fire against the Thuggees to drive them away. The surviving Thuggees are soon cornered and arrested by more soldiers. Indy, Willie, and Shorty return safely to Mayapur with the stone and the missing children. End of story, my friends. So, what did I think of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? Well, again, like I said, it was a childhood favorite of mine. It's one of my favorite films of 1984. Actually, I think it's my top favorite, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. But anyway, I loved it. I know it was pretty dark and what have you, and I can understand why stuff like this occurred because. But however, Spielberg did the right thing and suggest the MPA would alter its rating system to give it the PG-13 rating a couple of months later. But even so, I think it's just so cool. I really enjoyed this and what have you. Anyway, Spielberg's direction for this was really good. The story by Willard Huyck and Gloria Katz is really good, which of course the story was by George Lucas himself. John Williams once again returns to do the score for this, and this was really good too, as a matter of fact. The film went on to make 333 million worldwide. And we do have a pretty good cast playing, well, the other characters, since aside from Harrison Ford, who returns as Indy, playing Willie is Kate Capshaw, who apparently had to watch The African Queen and A Guy Named Joe because Spielberg wanted the character to be a complete contrast to Marion Ravenwood from Raiders of the Lost Ark. So Capshaw dyed her brown hair blonde for the part, as a matter of fact. It was so. Actually, over 120 actresses auditioned for the role, according to my source, including Sharon Stone. Yeah. Next, Amrish Puri played Mola Ram. And not bad. Real dark villain, what have you. And playing Short Round is Jonathan K. Kwan, who the following year would appear in another film that Spielberg worked on, and that was The Goonies, which unfortunately I forgot to review for its anniversary last year, but don't worry, you will get a review of The Goonies sometime. I can't guarantee you when, but rest assured, a Goonies review will come up. I promise. Now, although he was, because he was actually credited by his birth name, Ke-Hu Kwan. So anyway, I really do enjoy this movie. The cast is pretty good. Characters are really good. I mean, while I do like Indy, I like Shorty, and Willie's pretty good. Almost not quite as good as Marion though. Don't hate me for it, but I like them both, but for different reasons and what have you. Because unlike Willie, as I said in my Raiders of the Lost Ark review, Marion kind of had more spunk in her, kind of more toughness and what have you. But Willie, well, you've probably seen the movie already, so you get the point. But anyway, and with a pretty good story and a great score by John Williams, direction by Steven Spielberg. Would I recommend Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? Hell yeah! This is something you need to see. Because like I said, I really do love this. I especially love the last bit of it when Indy, uses his bullwhip to bring Willie to him. Oh wow, that was awesome. Anyway, I really do love Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. It's definitely one of my favorites in the series. I can't decide whether if it's my top fave or if it's Raiders of the Lost Ark. Just bear with me. I will do a ranking of the Indy series maybe sometime until if they stay true to their word and release that 5th movie next year. Because I've read that they're planning to release a 5th movie next year. So anyway, I just gotta say, it was awesome. So what are your thoughts on Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? Please tell me in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button below. Subscribe to my channel. Be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me next time when I bring to you a review of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the 3rd Indy movie. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, you may want to check out some of these other movies I had just talked about. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Gremlins, which came out the same year this came out. In the upper right-hand corner is my review for Return of the Jedi, which came out the previous year. And of course, Harrison Ford returned as Han Solo. Or if you would like to take a break from the classics, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my recent spoiler-free review for the new musical In the Heights. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.